TipTut.
Hello everybody and welcome back to TipTut and welcome back to A Few Minutes of Design, episode 2. This week I won't explain what's going on because hopefully you've watched the previous episode. If you haven't, go back and watch that now. It'll be in this playlist or on the channel somewhere. Just type in A Few Minutes of Design. Today we're taking a look at alternative arrangements. It's asking me to trace around this card 3 times to give yourself 3 frames. Draw the 5 elements on the back of this card in 3 different arrangements or compositions. 1 composition in each frame. You can simplify the elements, you can change the scale of any or all of them, and you can overlap or connect them. Give each of your compositions a name. Okay, so we have the number 4, a red square, a paperclip, a leaf, and a shaded ball. It's telling us that we can simplify or change the scale of any of these elements, which is great. And it seems to be a way of thinking us how to create and combine abstract elements together. Now, am I going to be able to fit one of these on there? Yes. Okay, let's do a horizontal one here, and we can do them all horizontally. Why not? Let's mess with the brief a little bit. So we'll just trace around these cards like so, and there's nothing that says we can't go out of these boundaries on the card, just that we should use this as the edge of our composition. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll change this around. Oh no, it's going to have the corners at the same side. That was foolish of me. Okie dokie. Around like so. And like so. Lovely. Okay. So a quick reminder. Simplify, change the scale. You can overlap or connect, but you cannot destroy or deconstruct. That's fine. Let's take a look. Oops, I forgot to draw the last one. I am a dummy. Okay, so for this first one, I'm going to turn my notebook around. Will that be a little bit better for me? That'll be a little bit better for me. I hope that's okay for you guys. And I'm going to tackle this one vertically. So let's take a look at what's going on here. I've decided to use some colors and respect the original red square. And I'm just going to kind of freehand this a little bit. I'm not going to think too much. I'm just going to sort of go for it and see what comes out of my brain. So first thing that strikes me is that I want this red square to be huge, okay? I feel like it should overlap off the edge of the screen, and I might decide to shade this in because it's a solid red on the card here. So I'll just work my way through that. Now, I'm not sure how abstract to take this, whether it's telling me that I should keep it as the individual elements, whether I could take the number 4 suggested here and do 4 of another element rather than 4 as an element itself. I'm assuming that's kind of the point of the exercise, is that you can take this and be as abstract or as different as you'd prefer to. I'm going to take it at face value for now, because I'm sure there's going to be other projects similar to this one later on in the series. So in fact, what I'll do is maybe I'll be a bit more abstract with it later on a different episode. However, what I might do is take this paperclip and bend it out and construct it in a different way. Perhaps we'd like, instead of a green leaf, it to be orange. I'm just taking all various shades of red for this one, and I'm going to have it curl around a little bit. So let's have the top of this leaf come out like so, but then start to twist over as if it's folded. And then let's take the top of that and have that curl back in like this. Maybe poke its stem out of the back there. We can then have this line from the leaf coming out like so. And it says I can simplify the elements, but I think I'm going to leave the ragged edges on this leaf, at least somewhat, and start to bring out the chunks, or the veins, whatever you'd like to call them. Like so. And like so. That looks not too bad. Okay, so we've done the red square and the leaf. We need a paper clip, a shaded ball, and the number 4. I'd quite like this shaded ball. I've got a kind of sweeping kind of golden arch motion here. If you take a look at how the golden arch would fit in this, it seems to imply that perhaps something up here that could possibly be something like the moon. I'm assuming I can change the position of shading on this. So I'm going to start with some big heavy cross hatching, not crotch hatching. That's a different thing entirely. Some pretty heavy hatching down this side with the highlight in the top left. Like so. Now this isn't my forte, so please bear with me. Start bringing this in. We'll double down on that hatching. And go back the other way too. Okay. I think this one is going to look a bit weird, but that's okay. Let's take the number 4 and start to build this tower up a little bit. In fact, let's do the 4 in black as well, and let's have this be a completely solid shape. So to do so, it's going to need a triangle for the inner of the 4, like so. And then we're going to have to bring up the rest of this. So that's going to come out like so, and I'm going to shade this in completely, I think. Let's have him overlap our leaf. Then let's flatten out the top of this guy, bring him over here. That looks about right. Maybe what I'll do is I'll break up this bottom part of the 4 here into thinner and thinner chunks. That seems to be right. Let's extend this guy out a little bit, like so, and block him in. In fact, rather than wasting my time scribbling with the thin pen, I'm going to get the thick pen that I bought for this exact occasion and fill it in properly. Oh, look at that. I always forget I have this thing and I'm sitting there scribbling away trying to fill in a large black area. But in fact, I bought a brush pen for this precise scenario. What I might do, however, is leave this section cut out. Maybe I'll roughen up the edges of this 4 a little bit. Like so. Bring a bit of life, a bit of motion. That looks pretty good. Okay, the last element then is the paperclip, which I'm honestly not sure how to include. We've got this kind of sweeping arc here, but we haven't actually filled this space very well. Now, paperclip goes down and up and back around and back up again. So if we think of it as like a larger rectangle, we could in fact do something as simple as this. Just to bring our large paperclip around here. Up like so. Underneath the leaf. Back round underneath itself. And again. That's here. And bring the end result up. And just for my peace of mind, let's have this finish about there. Not too bad. I feel like this leaf needs a little bit more filling out. So let's take a look at that. Maybe I'll fill it with this nice bold yellow. And for the edges of this one, I'm just going to take my brush pen from before. Just do a nice big varied thickness line. Okay, that is number 1 done. It needs a name. I think I'm going to call it Objects in Space. That's a nice, meaningless name that I think works pretty well. All right, great. Number 1 done. Let's move on to numbers 2 and 3. Objects in space, finished. Let's think about the second design now. I'm going to do a more condensed and compact one, and I think I'm going to contain all of the elements inside our large ball, and then I'm going to do the shading of the ball on top. I think that's a good idea. Let's just take these elements. This is actually a really nice one. This is just complete creative freedom within the confines of a nice set of parameters. And just getting you thinking about elements and color and how things are built and how different parts work. This one I'd absolutely recommend following along on if you can. Obviously not copying my designs, coming up with your own, because this, it feels like it's very creative, very freeing. Quite a nice one for episode 2, I think. Obviously, if I weren't filming these, I might spend a little bit more time on things like colouring in and stuff like that, but you guys don't want to see that. So I'm just going to quickly block these out. I think I might leave it like that. That looks quite nice. And again, I'm being completely freeform here. I've got no plans of where and how I'm going to take this. No real thought process. I'm just simply getting it down onto the paper and seeing what comes out. Okay. I'm going to take the leaf here and I might spin this leaf as if it was half of a yin yang or something. So let's take this leaf like so, and let's pop the stem out, because why not? And let's have it tracing around here. And there's the middle vein. And some of the veins coming off as well from this side. Like so. That looks not bad. Let's grab a slightly different green. Bit of a darker one. Perhaps do a bit of shading. Okay, nice. Paperclip and the number 4 before we shade our ball. What on earth is this series, you guys? I hope you like it. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but I'm enjoying it. And that's probably quite important, because if I'm not enjoying myself, then I'm not going to make videos that I'm happy with, even if they are a bit weird. That looks pretty good to me. Let's take our number 4. Oops, that is not the brush pen. I wanted my brush pen. And I'm going to do... Oh, I was going to say contain it, but what I might do is not do that. I'm just going to bring this huge 4 as if it was behind these objects. So this would come out like so. And let's say the point of it would be here. And let's hide the rest behind the circle. It said I can combine and change the scale and all of this stuff, so that's what I'm doing. Why not? That looks pretty good. And now to add a little bit of shading to the sphere, I think I'm just going to follow the lines. Okay, pretty happy with that one. This one's going to be called Objects in Proximity to each other. Perfect. Okie dokie. Happy with that. On to the last one. Okay, 2 out of 3 designs are complete now. We've taken our square, leaf, paperclip, circle, and number 4, and we've done 2 different things with it. This third one, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this one. It might be nice to do a sort of masking kind of thing. So if I for example, my pencil and do a very large triangle. Now this could be the inside of our 4, if you think about it. Okay, like so. You'd have it coming out this way a little bit more, and then up like this, and then like that. So there is our large 4. And what I'm going to do now, maybe, is take our elements and build a mask from them. For example, like so. Here would be our large circle. Behind it, our red square. Maybe something like that. Our paper clip could be coming through and overlapping both. Again, too big for the frame. Like so. And our last element, the leaf, could be filling up this bottom half here, like so, okay? So that would be a case of then filling the opposite parts of the 4 in with our brush pen. This section here. And this middle section here. This tiny section down there. And this portion along the top, like so. Okay. Looking pretty good. Let's shade those in. Okay, great. Looking pretty good so far. Let's take our shaded ball here. Like so. I'm really going to just build up this one. So lots of really close lines together. But I'm going to take care to not draw the outside line here. Okay, not bad. Let's take our red square next and fill that up. This may look better as a solid block, but I don't think I have the patience to fill that in with this tiny fine liner. So I'll just do a mostly solid block. As these are just sketches to explore. That's not bad. Let's take our leaf and have him curl around. Like so. And like so. And this one I think I'm going to fill a little bit differently. Just going to explore some concepts. Because why the hell not? That's what this is about, right? Okay. And we can still rock it through with this main vein, like so. Not bad. Now I'm going to take a yellow highlighter for our paperclip. So as you can see here, with each iteration I've explored more and more. And it's kind of been that I've broken down the elements from what they were intended, what they actually were, very realistic reinterpretations of them, and got more abstract with each one, which is, I guess, kind of their point. I don't know, though. I'm just going to get rid of these pencil lines and see what that looks like. Okay, so you can really see how I loosened up and explored with each iteration of this challenge. I think I'm going to call this last one just simply objects. Question mark. See? This sort of really helped me take what the core elements and shapes were from these items and sort of break them down into something more fundamental, which was nice. I think my favorite is this second one here, closely followed by this one, and this one's just a complete fucking mess. But that's, I guess, kind of the point of this. So yeah, I'll see you next week, guys, for another few minutes of design where we'll tackle another issue. I have no idea what's coming up next, but I'm really enjoying this so far, and I hope you guys are as well. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time on TipTut and a few minutes of design.
Remember to subscribe for more tips, tricks, and tutorials. Thanks for watching.